Hello everybody, this is Anirban Chowdhury, Assistant Professor of Kingston School of Management Science. Today's topic is yeast. In this PPT we know what is yeast, what is their uses, how to store in a yeast, and their different type of yeast, and know about different type of yeast. So let's start. Yeast. Yeast is a living culture used for baking, cooking, and brewing. Means alcoholic beverage making that is helpful for main ingredient. Normally is in single cell microorganism or fungus kingdom related material, and they have variety of yeast available, and they are used for different type of purposes. In normally in use in normal this type of those type of yeast are used, they're known as Saccharomyces cerevisiae. This type of yeast is heavily used for your different type of purpose of in your food industry. Okay, next is use of yeast. In first we know yeast is the main ingredient for making different type of baking product and your alcoholic and non-alcoholic beverage. So different type of use for different type of food material preparations, because now your old ages days in a back Asian time, yeast are also used for making different type of beers and your bread. Now nutrition benefit. In yeast is the main rich food provide protein V or vitamin B they have provided. Okay, and they have essential for your digestive system. When you consuming more yeast, that is helpful food to digest the food in your stomach. So this is a good product that is obtained from yeast. Next is storage, because different type of variety of yeast also available. Some are perishable or some are not perishable, but the certain way, what the correct way is to store in a yeast in a airtight container. If they are perishable yeast, they must be stored in a airtight container and refrigerated storage, because that is easily decompose or easily rotten. Okay. Next is type of yeast, because yeast is a single part, but different type of yeast are used different purpose. So we have in this classification we have divided yeast in a three part. First one is bakery yeast, second one is cooking yeast, and the third one is brewing yeast. Normally cooking yeast not heavily uses, but your bakery yeast or baker yeast and brewing yeast are heavily uses for different type of food material preparations. Okay, first one is your bakery yeast. Baker yeast or bakery yeast is the common yeast that is heavily used for different type of cake or your different type of baked product, because this type of yeast are different variety form are available, and they have different type of activity or different type of process to growth or insight of your baked material into more fluffy and lighter. Okay, in bakery yeast we have see first one is your active dyes. This is the first category of your bakery yeast or baker yeast. Okay, normally the active yeast are the small or bigger granules. Okay, they have most dye format because no moisture will be not available, and you can mix with your solution sugar and water solution mix, and after that you can use as a your product as a rising agent. Normally this type of yeast are you keep in a 4 to 6 month or year. Okay, depend on the yeast quality. Next is your fresh yeast, is also known as cake yeast or compressed yeast. This type of yeast are perishable because the moisture content are excess, and after uses, and when you use this type of yeast, always store in a refrigerated storage, because the temperature are easily rotten the yeast. But they have active heavy high active yeast, they can normally use for different type of bakery product, because they have capacity of living agent are more higher than related to other. Okay, this type of yeast normally you keep in a refrigerator in 8 week and a manufacturing. Okay, next one is your liquid yeast. This is another substitute of yeast that is heavily used for your bakery product and your food industry. This type of yeast are liquid form, because part two other two yeast are normally you see that they are solid form or different type of dry stages, but this type of yeast are normally form as a liquid form, like a liquid. because this type of yeast are more perishable than your cake or your fresh yeast. So that type of yeast also keep in a refrigerated shelf. But this type of yeast are normally destroyed in 90 degree Fahrenheit. So temperature also be maintained. And this type of yeast are not heavily used, but some bakers also prefer this type of yeast. Next is instant yeast. These are the modern type of variety of yeast. This type of yeast are not in use any kind of liquid solution to dissolve or any kind. You can directly apply to your dry material and they can easily work started. Then you mix this because they have form as a dry form like your active yeast. So they have stored in a normal airtight container. No refrigerator are required. Okay, they have smaller granules available in market. Next is your cooking yeast. Apart from your bakery yeast, some kind of yeast are also as a cooking material. But this type of yeast are of limited, so you cannot see and heavily used. So they can also as a part of your cooking or food industry, they can also used. First one is in this category they have nutritional yeast. Nutritional yeast normally is a form of yeast. This form derived from your form of yeast. When you making a yeast manufacturing is ongoing, some process this come is foaming stage. So that foaming stage, that type of yeast are extracted from that process, and that the substitute product are known as nutritional product. And this type of is also help is not helping for your rising agent, but they have used as a condiments of your food. Okay, they have different type of vegas and also cheesy side of nutty taste of content of this is also content of vitamin v and other minerals obtained. Okay, normally this type of is found in a flake category or granules category, or also found as a powder form as well. Okay, so this type of yeast are heavily used in the cooking industry. Next is your extract from yeast or yeast extract. This is another product from yeast category, from cooking category. This type of yeast normally flavor from semi yeast used for making bread or beers. But some kind of yeast they have similar to your nutritional yeast byproduct. Okay, they have normally used for foam or paste. Okay, that is the step chapter when the foam actor they have stages like your foamy or paste type of stages they are appear. That type of yeast are used heavily. They have also available as a your liquid or your granules part available in market. Normally this type of yeast are stays like a soya sauce, so they had as used as a your cheese or savory flavor can you use can different type of. Some factory or some manufacturer heavily produce this type of use because this type of use as a salty snacks they can use, or frozen dinner. This type of yeast are heavily used. Okay, so this type of yeast are categorized in cooking yeast. Next is brewing yeast. Brewing yeast means when you're making a beer or any alcoholic beverage, some main important is apart from that other raw material is the yeast, because when the fermentation is done they have also produced the alcohol and you release carbon dioxide when the yeast eating sugar. So when is yeast without yeast, the beer will be not be possible, or any other alcoholic substance will be not possible. In your brewing industry or your alcoholic beverage industry, some characterized yeast are heavily used because this type of yeast are capacity are more higher than related to other, because they have more capacity to easily or quickly ferment a product and erase your alcohol in the product. So this type of yeast are heavily used in brewing industry. Okay, in this category you have seen normally two types. This known as top fermented yeast. When you're making a beer or any alcoholic substance, when some yeast that appear from the top part, that is known as LA yeast. Okay, this type of product are often formed in your beer making process. Normally yeast are used with your product, and that yeast will be fermented and prepared on the top part of your beer. That is normally rising in a 50 to 70 degrees Celsius in your Fahrenheit, and also known as 10 to 50 degrees Celsius. It's an additional flavor with your beer and matter of the taste. Okay, these are heavily used in the beer industry. Next, your bottom fermented yeast. This is another byproduct that is often from beer industry, because the name also suggests when the fermentation is done, that the sediment or the yeast fermented and the product yeast will be sediment with the bottom of your product, that will be collected and used other purpose as well. That is known as bottom fermentant. That is also known as lager yeast. Okay, this normally should in a color and temperature between 44 to 59 Fahrenheit and also 7 to 50 degrees Celsius. The yeast growth more slowly than your top fermenting kind. Okay, meaning larger take a week to develop. Does not get much foam but also settle to bottom of the fermented as process end. Okay, so this type of yeast are heavily used. So in this PPT we have know about the yeast and their different type of variety available and their purpose. For tasks for this PPT, we have listed what type of yeast are stored in a longer time and what are temperature and what the procedure of yeast to store on a longer life. Okay, thank you.